If you thought the grass looks greener on the other side post a tournament format, it is not. Kashtira is going to become full power after Photon Hypernova releases, which means get ready for a new wave of side deck cards and tech cards that you need to buy now. Also, if you're planning to play Kashtira, there are some insane rank 7s currently in the game which haven't been reprinted, which you need to get now. Keep watching for those too. Real quick though guys, make sure to like, comment and subscribe so the YouTube algorithm sees us. Now let's get into the video. Coming at number 1 are your tournament hate cards because, well, let's be honest guys, tournament is not going to die, and if you've seen anything in the OCG, you know these cards are still going to be super relevant in the game right now. I highly recommend picking up the Dimensional Shifter and the Ghost Spell Haunted Mansion. Both cards have been reprinted as a common. If you're someone who likes the high rarity card, definitely pick up the Ghost Spells in the Megatin 2022. Ghost Spell being able to stop any interaction that happens in the graveyard, like a tournament fusion. Dimensional Shifter being the card that straight up says no to tournament, doesn't let them play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a deck that is tier 0, having the 1 out that when resolves can win you the game is just way too strong not to pass up. So if you can, get your copies of Dimensional Shifter now. Ghost Spell also has really cool interactions with the Bystial cards. So if you're tired of dealing with the Bystial cards like I am, maybe running Ghost Spell in the side or the main deck is what you want to do. Coming up second is the preparation for the Kashtira boards, the end boards that you're going to face. So what comes to mind first? Board breakers. Board breakers are the best way to deal with anything going second. If you break the board, you can also stop having to deal with the blocked zones that Kashtira Shangri-La will give you. A Rise Heart and the Kashtira spells and traps are actually really troublesome, and it's like you're walking on eggshells the whole time you're playing. So having a board breaker makes life much easier and it enables you to combo off. Some examples are Evenly Matched, Dark Ruler and Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm being able to destroy all the spell and traps your opponent controls or the attack position monsters your opponent controls is a great way to remove the board and get rid of any threats. So when you're resolving this card, make sure you don't have like a token on the field, or maybe your opponent gave you a Raza Sap or an Ibli. That would mean Lightning Storm is shut down as well as Evenly Matched. So keep that in mind when you're playing against those strategies so you don't lose out too much. I also want to throw in Change of Heart and the Mind Control, 2 cards that are limited right now in the TCG but are seeing so much popularity in the OCG, namely the Mind Control as a 2 or 3 of, because simply all you do is take control of the opponent's Arise Heart or any problematic monster and use it for a link material or anything else. So it's really strong to get rid of an opponent's monster and not have any drawbacks. Because Change of Heart is such an old card, you're able to take control of an opponent's monster. Speaking of Kashtira is the Kashtira hate card, which you need to pick up right now so you don't miss out. These cards are Artifact Lancia and of course the Imperial Iron Wall, 2 cards that mean your opponent cannot banish, and if they can't banish, they can't plus, because Diablosis, Rise Heart and Shangri-La all want to banish. Also, as a counter pick, what you can do is Artifact Lancia able to stop the opponent from banishing cards during their turn is a really strong tactic, and a card that was really popular during the early days of Flanderies and was really successful. If you manage to resolve a Artifact Lancia, Flanderies essentially could not play the game, and then that goes the same for other decks that banish. So if you think your deck loses quite badly to banish decks like the Kashtira, like Exorcista or Flanderies, then throw in Artifact Lancia. I've talked about 2 Kashtira hate cards, but one of the most powerful ones and we're seeing a lot of play is the Book of Eclipse, a card that is actually really popular in the OCG as a main deck or even a side deck card. What this card does is flips all the opponent's monsters into face down defense position, then at the end phase flip them all back up, and then your opponent draws cards equal to how many cards are flip face up. Now I understand there's a really weird drawback, but to be fair, the Yu-Gi-Oh community is probably really familiar with crazy drawbacks. I'm thinking of Pot of Desires, and the reason why this card is played despite its drawback is because your plan is to break the opponent's board, and if you don't break the opponent's board, you kind of lose the game anyway, because Kashtira have such a powerhouse strategy where they're just going to OTK you. So Book of Eclipse is a really great card, and as a quick play spell, it gives you the priority on the draw phase to essentially flip all their monsters face down. Because it's only Exceed monsters, Eclipse does a great job in removing every threat they have, and most importantly, stopping the whole field being blocked by the Shangri-La, Arise Heart, Diablosis combo. We're talking about Kashtira hate, we've talked about Kashtira a lot, so I'm going to share some cards you need to pick up right now if you want to play this deck. One of them is number 11 Big Guy. Being able to take control of opponent's monster by detaching a material is really nice, and of course it's a rank 7, so your Kashtira monsters can easily go into this card. Another one is the Diablosis the Mind Hacker. You have to get this card right now because it enables so much for the deck, because it also looks into the opponent's extra deck and banishes a card face down, which when this thing resolves, you're going to win the game because it's going to banish their most problematic monster in the extra deck. This card also helps the strategy of decking people out, but also just being a nuisance. Banishing cards face down with its second effect is only going to make the duel even easier for you, because you're probably getting rid of their crazy combo pieces or their powerful spells and traps. The last one that I want to include, which I think a lot of people should be getting or thinking about, is the Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. This card is able to special summon, wait for it, special summon the Wind Barrier statue.
What the hell?
It's not only played in Flanderies, it's also played in Kashtira. because this card can detach a material to special summon a level 4 winged beast monster, but you can now use it in Kashtira to lock your opponent out. And if Fluandus ever gets hit on the balance in an insane way, you already know that the barrier statue will live on and continue to terrorize opponents. The last card on the list, which is a personal favorite of mine, but I genuinely think it's a good pick, and if you don't have at least one copy of this card, definitely try and grab one. It is the Visor Starfrost. Now, I don't think anyone can deny how much of an impact this card has. What we've all seen with the Terror Elements, such a polarizing and clear tier 0 deck. This card is obviously going to continue with its storyline. If you've been following the lore, it's actually really interesting. What we can all see is some other monsters are going to start appearing probably in the next set, and I'm thinking a Synchro archetype is coming. So that means, of course, Visas, with all these powerful spell traps that include his name in the text, he's only going to get stronger. And if you don't have a copy, try get one as soon as you can, because he is going up in price. He's also a 6-star tuner, able to go into the Baron de Fleurs. And guys, that's been my list of cards that you should be getting right now in Yu-Gi-Oh, because we're not getting any sort of meta changing cards or packs releasing when the Kashtira format releases in Photon Hypernova. Whilst yes, Leon is also 3 days after it, so keep that in mind when you're thinking about what deck you want to play next, or if you're going to YCS Leon. And that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Expect a hand trap tier list video and a Scareclaw test stand video coming up soon this week. I'm really excited to do those ones, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.